Uh, Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to our final session, Making the Most of Data. Today, we are diving into a vital topic of urban mobility, how to build strong data sharing and set up solid governance to support smart, data-driven decisions in transportation. Now, let me introduce our panelists. First, we have Sandeep Sharivastava, Technical Sales Leader at IBM Business Unit GBM UAE. He brings expertise in cloud-based data management and analytics, essential for data-driven decision-making. Murad Faisal Al-Khamiri, Head of the Project Portfolio Management Office at Saad Traffic Systems UAE. Murad brings extensive experience in traffic systems and urban data optimization. And we have Mohammed Barakat, Vice President for the MENA region and at Dahua Technology. Mohammed is a specialist in advanced technologies for data interoperability and quality, with a particular focus on smart city infrastructure. Now, each panelist will provide their initial remarks on today's topic. Sandeep, may we start with you?
Thank you, and thank you everyone for taking time out to sit through this last session. I hope we make it interactive and interesting for you. I am privileged to be part of this event as well as part of this esteemed panel. I'm the only non-transport guy in this event, but just to put a perspective, I've been part of this country for 22 years, and the company that I represent, GBM, has been in this country for 34 years, and we have very significant relationship with various transport authorities, not just in UAE, but across the GCC countries where we operate. And so, as I said, I am the non-transport guy, but I'm a techie. And we had I will just start with a simple use case so that we can set the context to the panel. We started a discussion with one of the transport authorities in the region about how we, as an IT service provider, can create a new business model for a transport authority in the region. It was a 3-year discussion. It ended in a very successful project, and I would want to leave the rest of the discussion to the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Murad, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Murad Al-Hamiri. I am the head of the Project Portfolio Management Office at Saad. First of all, I would like to thank His Excellence and Ajman Transport Authority for organizing this very insightful event, in which has a wide range of experts from different fields. Inshallah, we will all work together and collaborate together to improve the transport sector within the Emirates of Ajman, and inshallah, Ajman will be the benchmark for other areas in the region to follow. And just briefly about Saad. Saad for Traffic Systems is a semi-government entity. We were established in 2008. And our main objective is to support the federal government, federal and local governments, in tackling some of the challenges they have with regards to implementing their relevant laws and regulations. So that's just briefly about Saad. Inshallah, we'll discuss further in the questions to come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mohammed, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Of course, high appreciation to Ajman Transport for such an inspirative or impressive event. Introduce Dahua Technology. We are a global solution provider. We call ourselves as an AIoT. And what's the relation of AI and IoT solutions toward transportation and mobility? We have many linkages, and especially with the smart cities, smart infrastructure. And this event, it's very great platform to exchange our experience and our ideas And part of our responsibility is also to be an intermediate or modular between the private sector and the government sectors. As such as Dahwa, we've done many smart cities globally. We can exchange and share our experience and what kind of rules or let's say data sharing regulator is, how we achieve it. So later on we will talk also about many points and what kind of solutions and also infrastructure required to achieve the smart city. But definitely I agree with my colleague here that Ajman will be the benchmark. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you to all of you for those insights. Now let's dive into some key questions. Sandeep, cloud-based data solutions are fundamental to scalability. Could you share how you see the balance between data accessibility and data privacy in mobility projects?
Interesting question. So let me speak from experience. So there are the 4 points to consider before I get to the technology part of it, which you highlighted from a regulatory standpoint. So one is I need to exchange data between private and public entities, and that is not governed by technology challenges but by privacy and regulatory and security challenges. So I need to address that first. The second is, why should data exchange happen between these entities? I mean, there has to be a win-win for both of them. So there was a point mentioned on smarter cities. I can make a city smarter only when I involve everyone in it, which is public and private. And I'll just take that and then give an example of a use case where we went and tackled this challenge through technology. So this was a discussion we had with the Transport Authority where they wanted the public utility mobility companies like ride-hailing service and car rental business and the delivery vehicle business, because they generate huge amount of data which is very relevant for a transport authority or for a city to understand and then plan in terms of mobility, in terms of last mile, in terms of reducing congestion, in terms of sustainability. So our job as a technology provider was to make sure that this exchange happened, and we worked with both the sides of the business, and we were able to give a win-win to both of them by providing exchange of the data securely, anonymizing this data, through the technology. And if you do that, then where the data resides, either on-prem or cloud, is not relevant. So that's what we delivered, and time permits, we can talk in detail about how we went about and did that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next question. Murat, we SAD work on traffic optimization. What are the primary challenges in terms of data quality, and how do you address this to improve decision making?
Thank you for that question. When we talk about data, the quality of data is very essential. There's a saying that says, well, if you have garbage in, garbage out. So we need to ensure that the quality of data, the accuracy, timeliness, completeness, these are all challenges that we need to ensure that the data that's being sent or collected from the field, collected and sent to other authorities, that is accurate and timely and complete. So what we do, internally from inside, what we have done is we ensure that we collect this data in real time, and we have advanced analytics that ensure that the quality of data is accurate and complete and relevant to the field. And in addition to, we also ensure that the sources of data are rigorously maintained to ensure that we are receiving actual data. You have many sources of data. You can have sensors in the field, the camera, CCTV, mobile applications. So all these sources of data, we need to ensure that they're well maintained to ensure that the quality of data that's being collected is accurate and qualified.
Okay, thank you. Mohammed, you work with interoperability in smart city infrastructure. Could you provide examples of how data standards are affecting data sharing across different regions?
That's very important questions, especially when you are talking about smart cities. Now, let's take an example. One of the examples is sharing the data from the traffic light to the map applications. And that's important from the authority to standardize and regulate the data going to these companies. So imagine all of you using, let's take many examples, Waze or Google Map, and you will find the time for the traffic light and whether it is red or green. And such, to share this, you need regulations and you need protocols to share such data. And that's one of the examples. Another example, even for the taxi corporations, okay, so they can have a better trip timing, shorter, using similar to the technology of green wave technology. And that allow the taxi to reach in shorter time, but in specific speed. And even for everyone to use such kind of green wave, but still to cooperate with different taxi corporations, you need to regulate them. And in fact, you need also to guide them, to give them the proper protocol so they can utilize such technology. And as Dahwa technology, we also work with the authority to help. You can call us, yes, as a solution provider, but sometimes we work as a smart city consultant for different authorities. Similar to this, we apply it in Middle East, in NEOM, okay, in facilitate the information for the traffic light controllers. And even we work out in another city in Egypt for the new capital city. So all of that, and maybe I mentioned two examples, but with different technology companies and even our technology partners, we can go extend maybe till tomorrow with other examples. But definitely, without any doubt, such kind of events, okay, exchanging these kind of ideas and have more collaborations between technology companies will facilitate this kind of data sharing and exchange. I think that's it.
Yes, fully agree, yes. So that's inspiring, I mean, such kind of events to share information and data. Thank you, and now we would like to open the floor to questions from audience. So please raise your hand and we will pass you a microphone. Any questions? Okay, so meanwhile you're preparing your questions, I will share mine. Sandeep.
Yes.
What are the biggest obstacles to implementing cloud analytics in mobility sector, and how can they be overcome?
So the biggest challenge we see is data privacy and security. Rest of the technologies exist, and actually a lot of enhancement has happened in these technologies. We normally call them PETs or privacy enhancing technology. And we actually looked at all of them, and we have applied 3 of them successfully in the region, in this country, in UAE, to make it available. One of them is blockchain. So today, the data exchange between the vehicle rental companies in whole of Dubai is done in real time with government authorities. That includes police, that includes RTA, that includes GDRFA, and insurance companies through blockchain. So that was one. And what blockchain brought was data transparency and authenticity. The second technology was, adaptive encryption. So we are exchanging data, not just collecting data from rental agencies and giving it to authorities, but we are giving data back to these agencies so that they can also get benefit from providing this data. And that is done through adaptive encryption, wherein we anonymize the data, mask the data, and have the data available to these entities to do business. And there is an interesting use case which came about. When we did this project, it was a regulatory project, and this platform that we built then gave an idea to an IT startup to create platform and solutions for these kind of businesses. So, logistics companies, if they need to set up business, they need a set of software to done, and our platform enabled them to create this software securely. And then, so this is essentially what I say is the biggest challenge is privacy and security. But if we do it right, then we have a win-win.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for now? Please. I think it's a very interesting topic, yes. So, data. Data in mobility is, it's really vital, yes. Actually, I already, from Ajman Transport, I even myself received the question how to improve traffic. And so that's why, coming to the next question, Marat, in traffic management, big data analytics play a vital role in optimizing traffic flow and predicting patterns. Could you share an example where data-driven decision-making significantly impacted traffic or transport planning?
Well, as I mentioned, Saad is a technology-driven company. So we leverage technology, AI, machine learning, big data, and streamlining our services. And at the end, we were trying to enhance the quality of life and improve safety on the roads. So one use case with regards to one of our core main businesses is attending to traffic accidents or vehicle accidents on the road. So we have been in this business since 2008, and we've invested heavily in our data center, and we've collected data over the years. And all this data with regards to vehicle accidents is shared with relevant authorities. For example, most recently, we've shared with Ajman police and other police authorities regarding the cause of accidents. Most recently, if you were all aware, maybe you've seen there was extensive awareness campaigns with regards to accidents that are caused on the road due to not allowing a proper space between vehicles. So this type of data allows the decision makers to focus that, okay, we have an issue with the majority of traffic accidents are caused due to not allowing a proper space between vehicles. So we need to focus our awareness campaigns to the public on this topic. Another area where we were working with other authorities such as municipalities and road and transport authorities, we have developed a solution which is based on AI and machine learning to automatically or detect distortions on the road. So if you're all aware, I mean, distortions can have a significant impact to traffic flow on the roads, whether it be potholes or cracks on the road and whatnot. So all this data was we have smart patrols equipped with vehicle-mounted cameras that detect any distortions in the road, and this data is shared with the relevant authorities, whether it's municipalities or road and transport authorities.
Let me, if you allow, add another example for big data application that everyone can also utilize it, which is, let's say, which I mentioned before, green wave technology. So imagine if we can share to you such data that if you drive at a specific road, take an example, Corniche Road, we have maybe 4 signals, traffic signals. If we share the information to you, if you drive at 65 or let's say 60 kilometers per hour, none of the signals will stop you and it will be green for all the road. So this information is very important to share it. And of course, it's analyzed based on big data. And at the same time, I mentioned before about regulating such kind of data and integrating all of the companies or the companies providing the technology in between, including the traffic light, including even the taxis And even the cameras which Mr. Murad mentioned about collecting the traffic flow. So this is very important big data application that whole society can take benefit of. But at the same moment, also this big data can give more prediction. So it will allow the police to interfere, transport to interfere, to guide by some signage boards that utilize alternative roads. Okay, that it will help everyone, especially at the morning time when you're going to students going to school, or even when workers going to their workplace. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for these comments. Yes, even you are speaking, and I'm getting some ideas how to improve it. Yes, how to use like patterns, daily patterns for traffic lights. I mean, changing it from day by day. Yes, so. Speed, for example, and during the daytime. Okay, thank you very much. And another question, by the way, audience, please, any questions related to traffic? Thank you.
Maybe
Yeah.
if they visited, I don't know if anyone visited Hangzhou in China, eastern side of China, and there it is one of the, let's say, impressive smart city where they have a lot of technologies, and especially the AI and big data. And you mentioned about the traffic light patterns. There they are depending on the deep learning technology, where they developed new patterns based on the traffic flow, and also based on the events. It can be predefined before, but using the AI there, or the deep learning, it's defined based on the regular flow daily basis.
Yes, I'm always thinking when I'm pressing this button on the traffic light, is it fixing that I used it? No? Maybe next time, same time, it will switch on automatically.
About pressing the button, sorry, maybe to answer that. You know, there they are using AI cameras. So the moment 4 or 5 pedestrians waiting there, and for how long they are waiting, it will open, not based on the button. So imagine you are waiting for 5 seconds, you press the button, you disturb all the other drivers. It's very annoying also.
Yes, agree. When I'm driver, I'm thinking like that. Okay, thank you. And yes, any questions?
Here. I have this question for if each one of you can answer. As we see that technology is moving forward, there are a lot of trends that you see. So I wanted to ask if you as an expert see any mobility trend in data, specifically in data analytics, that can be useful in terms of public safety.
Let me attempt to answer that. Yes, you're right. I mean, when the elephant in the room is ChatGPT, when it happened, the whole world changed. Okay, they looked at data very differently. Before that, it was, in forums like this, we used to say the word big data. And today, we are actually attempting something like this, wherein we are trying to use the data that we have available across, not only with public transport authorities, with government infrastructure, with private mobility providers, but also with the school traffic and school buses, to see how we can minimize the time school kids spend waiting on the side of the road for the bus, as well as the time they spend on commuting in the bus. And how that's being done is, one of the things which came out was deep learning. So we are taking all this data and then combining it with the behavior patterns of drivers who drive, which we are now able to monitor, because now we have devices in most of these public utility vehicles, wherein we can figure out how a driver drives on time of the day. And now, since we have even the data of the people who are employed by these companies, so we were able to do that. So now we know who is the driver, what nationality he is, how many hours he has driven, okay? and what his driving behavior is, we are able to, combine all this data and the technology available. We are able to, come up with a solution where we are piloting it with 2 schools in Dubai, wherein we hope that we'll be able to, give a safe and secure environment for the kids who leverage this public transport.
Maybe other part is also sharing the data to the drivers. For example, if the driver maybe will not note that he's driving next to school, okay, and there he need to reduce the speed, or there are speed breakers in the front. So the data shared to him will help really to enhance the safety and avoid some accidents. And another example, maybe Mr. Murad mentioned about detecting the information or the data about the road quality, if there are holes or cracks, and maybe it be risky for the driver, or maybe there is sand on the road. This data, if it is already integrated with the map applications and notify the drivers, that will also help to avoid some accidents and also improve the safety. But at the end, all of it requires the collaboration between these companies.
I think it's a key. And when you look at data, data is the new oil or gold. So today we have the technology to leverage this data and allow or support the decision makers in making the proper decisions that will enhance transport sector extensively. So I think that, as my colleague mentioned, there has to be a joint collaboration between technology companies, regulators, and cities and urban planning to come together and work collectively to enhance and improve the transportation sector.
Maybe also not requesting them, maybe forcing the companies to collaborate. That's maybe another example in China, okay? Because it is helping the whole society, the whole country, all type of users. They are forcing, okay, to exchange and based on specific protocols. So the companies cannot manipulate the government or, let's say, manipulate the whole market. So it's a very key role of the government. Another important example, maybe it's not related to data, it's related to EV, changing to the EV vehicles. Maybe that topic is for different discussion. But if you visited east side of China, and maybe I mentioned a lot because our company is based from China. So the EV changing, it happened during 5 years. And from almost, I can say, 5%, less than 5%, to more than 75%. And how does that happen? By forcing or by putting extra charge. You can call it as a charge of not using EV vehicles. And I will tell you that in a very simple way. If you are going to register a vehicle, it's not an EV, you will pay 50,000 dirham. If you are going to register an EV vehicle, 0. So by default, most of you will think, definitely, I will go to EV, right? So that's simple. Maybe it is tough, but it's for the good for everyone. At the same time, by putting such law, the government encouraged immediately all the companies to invest in EV chargers, investing that they will put based on the investment, based on their cost, not based on the government. And let's say prevent, or not prevent, we call it, encourage even the delivery companies or the carriage companies like Talabat and so on to use also EV bikes. And as you note, maybe who live to neighborhood, they will hear some noise from the bikes. But if it's EV bike, you will never hear anything. And example why I mentioned Hangzhou, 12 million population there. But if you go there, I really challenge you if you hear any noise there. It's totally quiet city. So that it's based on the enforcement. Indirect, I will call it soft power. Okay, so that's very important role for moving and let's say transition to smart city and also healthy environment as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from audience? Okay, I have one more question, yes. Actually, it is, Mohammed, for you, but maybe anyone else also answer it. It is related to, so implementing it's good, new technologies, but what about integrations with legacy systems in terms of data collections?
It will be based on open protocols, okay? In some countries, they enforce, like how Europe enforced the Type-C with Apple. So any iPhone should have a Type-C, right? It's also, I will not say data, but it's technology sharing. And again, it's based on the regulator itself. Definitely, it should be based on a company suggest to the government to utilize, and based on that, it will go to the all other companies. That's how I will call it. Similar to another example, similar to NEOM. NEOM, we work closely with them, and we have been forced to integrate with many other technology companies, and now it is open for all companies working in NEOM, okay, to integrate their data with a legacy platform, where NEOM management, as a city management, they can take the benefit of it, and at the same time they can share it to other systems, and maybe even to other cities as a central government.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there is no questions, yes, so then closing, yes, preparing for closing. Thank you all for engaging for today's discussion, and thank you for all panelists and all of you for coming here, and enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.